Do you know which pitchers made the top five in strikeouts in the 1880s? Top five leading the league in strikeouts. Do you know the pitchers? I have the answers in a book I wrote. Yearly leaders of every pitching category. Ken Arzone talking baseball on Sunday, July the 12th, 2026, 1880s. So far, the high in strikeouts is 239 by John Ward in 1879. That's the highest. 1880, a guy named Larry Corcoran goes for 268. So that is the highest. Jim McCormick, 260. Lee Richmond, 243. John Ward, 230. Will Wright, 161. 1880 season, top five. 1881, George Derby, 212. Jim McCormick, 178. Jim Whitney, 162. Lee Richmond, 156. Larry Corcoran, 150. 1882 season. Charlie Radburn, 201. Jim McCormick, 200. George Derby, 182. Jim Whitney, 180. Larry Corcoran, 170. 1883 season. Okay, so I told you that the high so far was 268. 1880. How about 1883? Tim Keefe goes for 359. So he breaks 300, first guy to do it. Jim Whitney, 345. Charlie Radburn, 315. Pud Calvin, 279. Larry Corcoran, 216. So more games are being played, more strikeouts are being accumulated. How about Tim Keefe? He's Hall of Fame. 359 strikeouts in the 1883 season. All right, now 1884, something odd happens. I'm going to look this up to verify it. If you go to Baseball Reference, the 1884 season, the leaders in strikeouts so far, guys have been 100. There was 100, then there was 200, then there was 300 strikeouts. Hugh Daly in 1884 goes for 483 strikeouts. So I got to look this up. How many games did his team play? 1884 season. His team in 1884. I'm looking it up. Let's see. Yes, they're playing over 100 games now. A 120 games. This guy, Hugh Daly. Have you heard of this guy? I haven't. In 1884, his record was 28 and 28. So he pitched in 56 games. And he gets 483 strikeouts. Not bad. Dupuis Shaw goes for 451. Charlie Radburn. How about this guy? Let me look him up. 1884. Charlie Radburn in 1884 What did he do that year? He won 60 games. He went 60-12. So he's in 72 games, and he goes for 441 strikeouts. How about that? This is pre 1900. So four guys. Charlie Buffington, 417. So the 1884 season, guys are pitching 50, 60, or 70 games. And they're surpassing 400 strikeouts in a season. Four guys. Charlie Buffington goes for 417. And then Guy Heckler, 385. What a year for strikeouts. What was going on with the hitters? I think some of these guys had strong arms and they were just blowing people away. So if you say the 1880s was easy in baseball, not for ball players having to face these pitchers. Four of them go for 400 strikeouts in a season. 1885, John Clarkson, 308. Ed Morris, 298. Bobby Matthews, 286. Hardy Henderson, 263. Mickey Welsh, 258. 1886 season. Matt Kilroy. Have you heard of him? I got to click this guy's name on. 1886. Matt Kilroy. Have you heard of him? I haven't. But if you study baseball history, he did something very odd and strange in the 1886 season. He had 513 strikeouts. The only guy in Major League history over 500 strikeouts in a season. Now, everybody harps on the fact that Nolan Ryan and Sandy Koufax hold the record post-1900. Nolan Ryan had 383 and Sandy Koufax 382. So nobody got to the 400 mark post-1900. But pre-1900, Matt Kilroy, 1886, his record was 29-34. That means he pitched in 63 games. Now, he was in 68 games, but he has a record of 63 wins and loss. Record of a win and loss record, total 63. 29-34 was his record. He lost more games than he won. You know what that indicates to me? He's pitching 9 innings, never comes out. He takes the win or he takes the loss. So he wins 29 times, but he loses 34 times. He's in 68 games. 66 of them are complete. .513 strikeouts, the only guy in baseball history to surpass 500 strikeouts in a season. What's going on in the 1886 season? Was baseball legitimate? Yes. According to Baseball Reference, they played. He had to face batters, and he struck out 513 of them. Toad Ramsey goes for 499, so he just misses out 500. Ed Morris, 326. Larry Baldwin, 323. John Clarkson, 308. 1887 season. Toad Ramsey, 355. John Clarkson, 237. Matt Kilroy, 217. Phenomenal Smith, 206. Guy Wehing, 193. 1888, Tim Keefe again, 359. Ed Seward, 272. Silver King, 258. Toad Ramsey, 228. John Clarkson, 223. And then 1889 season, Mark Baldwin, 368. John Clarkson, 284. Tim Keefe, 225. Matt Kilroy, 217. Guy Wehing, 213. So what a decade. You had some pitchers who were pretty proficient in striking out people. Hugh Daly, Dupuis Shaw, Charlie Radburn, and Charlie Buffington and Toad Ramsey all go over 400 strikeouts. Matt Kilroy, 513. And then the rest of the guys are in the 200s, 300s. So who's the decade belong to? Well, you got Charlie Radburn 3 times. John Clarkson, he's Hall of Fame. I've got him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the decade. Tim Keefe, a couple times. Got to give the decade. John Clarkson. And then Charlie Radburn. Those 2 guys. And Tim Keefe, don't forget about him. All 3 of those guys are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. What a decade. But after this, after that decade, where you had 5 different guys, 400 or more, and 1 guy 500 or more. After that, you're not going to get guys in the 400 or 500s anymore. Most of these guys now, after this, will be 200, 300 strikeouts, even though they're playing more games. Interesting how the progression of strikeouts hits a peak in 1888 or 1880s. And then after that, you have a downward trend of strikeouts. What does that mean? That means more ball players are joining the league and you're getting better hitters and they're not going to strike out. You're getting more pitchers in the league, but not as dominant as they were 1880s. I think maybe the quality of batters in the 1880s was down, but then it started to go up in the 1890s and then the 1900s. Because it's evident by the amount of strikeouts. You'll see as I go decade by decade looking at the top 5. So next video, I'll look at the 1890s top 5 strikeouts. I'm out.